combine driver, hogging up the road on my flower, chugga-lugga-lugging 5 miles an hour on my international harvester.
Session 3 started by satisfying my itch to compete. I think a quick game of trivia should do the trick.
Text your chapter name and your answer to 720-798-8933. Each answer is worth 5 points, and the 3 chapters with the most points at the end will win some retro convention swag. All right, ready? First question. How many FFA chapters are in Utah? All right, you went to FFA, you're close. We have 92 chapters.
All right, next question. How many colors are in the rainbow? Uinta's killing it. They got it right with 7 colors in the rainbow. I always remember it as Roy G. Bibb.
All right. In what year did Utah host the Winter Olympics? Oh, Dixie, you're speedy. 2002, good job.
All right, here's a hard question that I didn't even know the answer to before last week. What's the smallest town in Utah? Uinta has some good guesses.
Not quite.
Clearfield got it right. They answered Schofield. That's correct. According to us, we haven't researched it much. The smallest town in Utah is Schofield.
All right. What is the third line of the FFA motto? All right, Uinta and Clearfield killing it, earning to live. And our last question of the day is, which state officer has a birthday today?
Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Now slip, 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 slide. Slip, 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 and slide. Slip, 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 and slide. Stop. Hold up, tag team. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Pause, step up, ice cream and cake.
All right, Clearfield, you got it right. It's Tia's birthday today. So happy birthday, Tia. Thanks for sharing and helping us with pre-session today.
Thanks for surprising me. And thanks for that good competitive game of trivia. I no longer feel a need to race across the set. We are ready to get started. We just have a few announcements to make, so sit tight and get ready for session 3.
I joined FFA because I love being outside and I love being with animals, so it seemed like it'd be a fun opportunity. And I stayed because it connected me with people so then I could get a job, and it's a job that I love, and it has to do with agriculture.
I look up to my brother because I show livestock, and he has taught me so many things that I really appreciate about him. He taught me why these animals do this, how to trick them into becoming this animal that you really love. And he taught me what feed mixtures and what goes good with showing with your animal and what you want to do when you walk with it, and you want to stay calm, because if you're nervous, the animal will also be nervous. So he taught me how to stay calm when you're in the show. That's what I really love about my brother.
I think serving others is important because if you're in the hole and somebody serves you, it gets you out of the hole. So when you serve others, it gets them up and out of the hole.
The Utah FFA is part of the largest student leadership organization in the country. Our goal as an association is to provide our members opportunities to develop their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education.
There are many ways that you can support these opportunities, but what better way to show your support than to drive across our beautiful state with an FFA license plate?
Funds from the license plate program go directly back to the Utah FFA Foundation to support scholarships, chapter grants, leadership activities, and more.
Here's how you can get an FFA license plate. On the FFA website, you'll find a tab labeled Foundation. Here, you can find the license plate program. For $45, you can become the proud owner of a Utah FFA license plate. $25 of this initial fee goes back directly to support the foundation and will be a reoccurring donation year to year as you register your vehicle. You can apply now by downloading and completing the application here and pay the online fee here, or you can write a check to the Utah FFA Foundation and mail it with the application to Utah FFA Foundation, 2300 Old Main Hill in Logan, Utah.
We thank those who have already purchased the license plate, and thank you for doing so. Your support in our program shows that you are invested in the future of agriculture.
At IFA, we've been your local farmers co-op for over 97 years. A lot's changed in that time, but one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to growing agriculture in our state. From our Young Producers Program to the co-op quiz and scholarships, IFA is dedicated to supporting our youth in agriculture education. We're proud to support the Utah FFA Association and proud to be your local farmers co-op since 1923.
Hey, long time no see. Have you checked out the FFA Blue Room or the virtual expo and silent auction? If not, go to utahffa.org for more details or contact your advisor. Catch you later.
We'd like to thank our Session 3 sponsor, Cache Valley Bank. Thank you for your support to the Utah FFA.
This is our home. Together, from humble beginnings, we are trusted, stable, and like the people we serve, strong. Thank you. Together, we are Cache Valley Bank.
Utah FFA. Are you ready for your 93rd FFA convention? Let's celebrate virtually. It's time to introduce your 2020-2021 Utah FFA Officer Team. Your sentinel from Hurricane, Tyrell Jacobson. Your reporter from Canyon View, Whitney Larson. Your treasurer from Duchesne, JT Potter. Your secretary from Maple Mountain, Brianna Harding. Your vice president from American Fork, Mattia Townsend. And your president from Westlake, Landon Arnell.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the third general session of the 93rd Annual Utah FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The Reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The Treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed at the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is the symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
I am pleased to announce there are 59 chapters registered, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare the third general session of the 93rd Annual Utah FFA State Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
Utah FFA, we'd like to introduce to you two dudes who are food critics but can cheer you up whenever they're around. And they can definitely dunk a basketball in style.
One wears cowboy boots while the other boogies in his Hey Dudes. Their differences in footwear can't come between their love of heartbreak songs and livestock. Your chairs for this session are Landon Arnell and Tyrell Jacobson.
Throughout this year, a constant theme we have seen is reach.
Reach? Is that like referring to reaching into your fridge for a late night snack?
Even though I do love that a lot, not quite.
Is it more like reaching to pet our dogs?
I do love that, our dogs, but you're not quite there yet.
Okay, so is it more like when you reach out to grab a swing dancing partner when County Fair by Chris Ledoux comes on?
Not exactly, although you hit the main point, reach out. Today, we're going to highlight some of those members who have reached out, whether it was reaching out of their comfort zone or those who have reached out to help others.
We will also hear a retiring address from our 2020-21 State Treasurer. Then we will recognize our parents for being people we can constantly reach out to. Members and guests, who's ready for the third session of the 93rd Annual Utah FFA State Convention?
One way to reach out and immerse yourself in FFA is to compete in various competitions. One of those competitions is the Creed, speaking LD. Here to present the Creed is our State Creed speaking winner, Mackenzie Hildebrandt from the Delta FFA chapter.
I'm Mackenzie Hildebrandt from the Delta FFA chapter. The FFA Creed by I believe in the future of agriculture, and a faith born not of words, but of deeds. Achievements won by the present and past generations of agriculturists in the promise of better days through better ways, even as the better things we now enjoy come to us from the struggles of former years. I believe that to live and work on a good farm or to be engaged in other agricultural pursuits is pleasant as well as challenging. For I know the joys and discomforts of agricultural life and hold an inborn fondness for those associations which, even in hours of discouragement, I cannot deny. I believe in leadership from ourselves and respect from others. I believe in my own ability to work efficiently and think clearly with such knowledge and skill as I can secure, and in the ability of progressive agriculturists to serve our own and the public interest in producing and marketing the product of our toil. I believe in less dependence on begging and more power in bargaining, in the life abundant and enough honest wealth to help make it so for others as well as myself, in less need for charity and more of it when needed, in being happy myself and playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. I believe that American agriculture can and will hold true to the best traditions of our national life, and that I can exert an influence in my home and community, which will stand solid for my part in that inspiring task. Thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie, for your excellent presentation of the Creed.
The SAE Safety Award recognizes those members who have worked hard to conduct their SAEs in a safe manner. Here's a video presenting the awards.
Is for the Supervised Agricultural Experience Safety Award. This is part of the Agricultural Safety Education Initiative. My name is Michael Pate, and my co-presenters are Rebecca Laver and Tyson Sorensen. The purpose of this award is so that we can incorporate the development of workplace safety skills. Each SAE should integrate safety as a critical component for developing students' knowledge and awareness to reduce injuries or illnesses associated with working in agriculture. The SAE for All initiative, which was sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and the Council for Agriculture Education, highlights workplace safety as an integral component of an immersive SAE. Agriculture is one of the most hazardous industries in the United States. It's estimated that a child dies from an agriculture-related incident about every 3 days. The number of ag-related youth worker fatalities is higher than any other industry combined. The award criteria for this award was to complete an SAE injury risk assessment, which includes the parent-teacher assessment form and the student self-assessment form, as well as complete an SAE safety improvement. Examples include replacing or repairing machine guarding, rollover protective structure retrofitting for tractors, lighting and marking of equipment, just to name a few examples. And then students should complete and submit an SAE safety reflection. This year's winner for the spring of 2021 is Dylan Munns from the Bear River FFA chapter. His advisor is Dave Schaefer. Dylan will receive a $50 Amazon gift card, a personalized certificate, and the chapter for Bear River FFA will receive a plaque to honor Dylan Munns' efforts. Dylan Munns works with a cow-calf operation and a feedlot operation. This operation is about 4 miles on public roads to the feedlot from the ranch. So the transport of the feed mixture must occur on public roads. To improve visibility for traffic, Dylan added an SMV or slow moving vehicle sign plus reflective tapes and signaling lights in order to provide indications for traffic that the machine will be turning, and so that traffic will not pass during the turn. We'll also be offering this SAE Safety Award in the fall of 2021. So if you are considering an SAE this summer, also consider doing some safety improvements. Fall applications will be accepted beginning August 20th until September 14th. You can submit these documents and to myself or Dr. Laver. These safety improvements could highlight machine and equipment safety, as well as animal safety and chemical safety as well. These are all high priorities for our supervised agriculture experience, and I hope you would consider submitting one of these here in the future. Thank you for your time, and stay well.
When he was little, everybody said our brother was born in the wrong era. He has an old soul, and if he could get away with it, he could still go everywhere without any shoes. He is tough as nails and strong as an ox, but he has a kind heart and a creative mind. He enjoys farming, leatherwork, beadwork, and sewing fashion-forward Western clothing.
Many people describe JT as a steady lad, and more recently, the heartthrob of Utah. We are proud to introduce your FFA State Treasurer for 2020 and 2021, our brother, JT Potter.
Nobody is born knowing everything. These are the words my mom has told me so many times. Eventually, I came to know what she was talking about. Zane Butler, a high school friend of mine who was into rodeo, asked me one day if I could help him and his friends practice their roping. I've worked with cows in corrals my whole life, so I was happy to help. After some time helping at the chute, Zane left me to turn the calves out on my own. Now imagine it. There's a calf in the chute ready to run and 2 guys on horses ready to rope. I looked to the rider at the left of the chute. He looks at his partner and then at me. He nods his head. They're ready. I slam the lever forward, it makes a loud clang, and the 2 horses take off, their riders swinging their ropes in pursuit of catching a calf. But the calf that they were out to rope is still standing in the chute with the gate still closed right by me. I didn't understand why it didn't work. Here's an important bit of information you should all know. A roping chute does not work the same way as a squeeze chute, which is what I'm used to. To clarify, a squeeze chute has a head catch that opens and closes with the same lever. But since a roping chute needs to open in a split second, it's spring-loaded, and there's a separate trigger that trips the gate to open. Okay, now that that's explained, let's get back to me standing next to the chute that I didn't know how to operate. I could tell the two cowboys, just like any other athlete, were a little frustrated that I hadn't done my job. I was embarrassed, but too proud to show it. I remembered my mom's words, "Nobody is born knowing everything." So I looked up at one of the cowboys and asked, "How do you work this chute?" They got me straightened out and I suffered some embarrassment, but I had to learn somehow. Sometimes we may not know things just because of where and how we live in this diverse state. There is a huge difference between Tindick and Orem, and although the landscape and the population of different communities are different, I can see one common thing in a lot, and maybe even all of them: FFA members. We all have similar interests, but I've seen so many people talking down on other people within our own industry and organization. Maybe someone doesn't drive a truck, someone doesn't own a horse, someone doesn't know how to drive a tractor. The list goes on and on. I didn't know it before being a state officer, but this comparison is happening way too often. I used to criticize city people who tried to be country, but now I appreciate the desirable life I've been given. My heart was softened after seeing so many FFA members who weren't privileged with a life close to agriculture like mine, but they were still trying to make agriculture a part of their lives. Utah FFA, I'm not here to bash on anyone. I'm just trying to bring more light to the fact that people have different lives. Not everyone is going to know how to skin an elk or rope a calf. I've never done either of those things, and that's okay. I hope that we can all work to have the lifestyles we want and still respect the lives each person has been given. We need people to join us in sustaining agriculture, and we won't be able to accomplish this if we turn them away because they don't know about or don't live around the agriculture industry. We all vary in how we are connected to agriculture, but we all equally deserve to stand up for it. In agriculture, we see a lot of different varieties of the same products. There are so many controversial ways of producing, marketing, and eating these products. I have my own strong opinion about conventional farming and the future in it. And because of that, I've come to know the importance of getting a message out. Just like people deserve to have their own lives, we each all deserve to have our own opinions. Let's talk about something a lot of us have opinions on: pickup trucks. Now, some might like Chevys, while others would rather have a Dodge. I'll even admit, I drive a Ford. What if you were told you could only have a Toyota Tundra? No more pretty Fords, just a boring white Toyota. Well, some of you might be fine with that, but there would be an uproar if someone told me I couldn't have my King Ranch. We have our preferences of trucks for good reasons. Alan Gray from Purdue University uses this analogy in comparison with beef varieties. We have our traditional beef that comes from cows, and then came the development of plant-based alternatives that taste like beef. The third is cultured meat, not yet available in our food supply. Cultured meat is produced using the same cells animals have, but the meat isn't actually growing on an animal. These new coming varieties are an anticipated threat to Utah cattle ranchers, and we feel insulted that people wouldn't want our beef. But how do we handle this disagreement? Well, people choose their food based on what they think are good reasons, just like we have our reasons for what truck we drive, and we need to respect that. We can sure advocate for what we know is right. When we defend our products, we need to be informative about the process and the science behind them. We give all those reasons why they are good in every way we can, but the consumer still gets to have the choice. We cannot take that from them. Like the FFA Creed says, I believe in playing square with those whose happiness depends upon me. Consumer trends and diverse lifestyles are all things that make us very different, and sometimes they make us feel like we don't belong. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Maybe because you were different? My sister competed in the Farm Bureau discussion meet back before it was one of our LDEs, so it wasn't only FFA members competing. Julia wasn't an FFA member, but she made it to the state finals. After making the long drive from Duchesne to Cedar City, where the state competition was held, she found herself among the other competitors, most of them wearing blue corduroy. They were all talking among each other about their SAEs. Julia didn't have an SAE. Seeing that all the other people competing were wearing matching FFA dress and boasting about their accomplishments in the FFA organization, Julia started to feel a little out of place. Here were all these members who worked so hard in an organization and had so many ambitions. The intimidation made Julia feel like she wasn't good enough, resulting in her not competing confidently or to her full ability. She felt like she didn't belong. Today, Julia works as a farmer's market manager for the Utah Farm Bureau. Looking back, she did belong at that discussion meet. We don't know what will come of people. We may see someone participating in something we think they know nothing about, but that does not mean they don't belong there. If we want to be something, we have to start somewhere. Like my mom says, nobody is born knowing everything. So if you want to be something new, maybe something you have a lot to learn about, maybe something far from what you think you are, don't feel like you have no right to get involved with that new thing. We all have to start somewhere, so be open to learning and start your endeavor. This organization gives us so many opportunities, regardless of who we are. We're not all going to be farmers, but we can all connect through our passion for agriculture. Everyone deserves to find their connection to agriculture and have their preferences. We still include the original letters, FFA, in our title to honor the ones who started it all. We honor our past and we make our future. We as people can become something new or improve who we already are. As we look at ourselves and others, let's all remember those wise words my mom tells me. Nobody is born knowing everything.
I live, it's in Ornerville. We're a very, very small town, and our high school is 7th through 12th grade. And growing up, I had my family and everything, but I didn't have very many friends. And my cousin, who was a sophomore at the time, she was the most extroverted person I know. She's amazing. She had a lot of friends, and she was just very fun and loving. And the first day I went to school, she made sure that I had somewhere to sit at her with lunch. And up until her high school career ended, she always made sure to invite me. And through FFA events, it was awesome. She actually inspired me to be an FFA officer, which I'm still striving to be. And yeah.
Who has had your ag teacher put you in a situation that you've had to learn quickly or think fast on your toes? In other words, reach out of your comfort zone. Members that participate in the extemporaneous public speaking LDE have to reach out and think on their toes about a topic they drew at random. They then prepare to give a 4 to 6 minute speech on the topic given only minutes previous.
Order are Hazel Harris, Long Valley, Tucker Blackburn, Duchesne, Haley MacArthur, Emory, Allie Hines, Clearfield, Morgan Bess, Parowan, Braden Blackhurst, American Fork, Cody Stevenson, Delta. The third place winner in the extemporaneous public speaking leadership development event is Ellie Morgan from Spanish Fork. Our second place winner is Stanley Kerr, Tooele. And the winner of the 2020-21 State FFA Extemporaneous Public Speaking Leadership Development event is Cicely Brown, Mountain Crest.
Who is someone you can always reach out to no matter what?
My parents have always been there for me, from pushing me to be better to offering their advice. They always have open arms, like the time they let all 6 of us crash at my house just a week after we became state officers, or all the times throughout this year that they've helped cover for me by feeding my animals and livestock.
Exactly. This year, my parents have supported me in all things FFA and all things non-FFA. They're always there to offer help and guidance. It is our privilege to present to you, our parents.
Mom, thank you for never giving up on me. You've always been my biggest supporter in everything I do. You've taught me that even the smallest acts of love can make the biggest difference. Thank you for all the Costa Vida trips, hugs, and genuine talks. I love you, Mama. Dad, you never fail to make me smile even on my worst days. Thank you for the random texts of encouragement. They never fail to cheer me up. You've always taught me the true meaning of working hard and kindness. Thank you for every goofy moment, life lesson, and extra ice cream scoop. I love you, Pops. Thank you for your sacrifice, determination, and constant love. You will forever be my best friends. I love you. Love, Bree. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce my parents, Ryan and Tammy Harding, and present them with their honorary state degree.
Mom, thank you for showing me the kind of person I want to be. You raised me up with prayer, kindness, obedience, and respect, all things to help me as I make a future for myself. Dad, your life commitment to agriculture, along with your charitable nature, have made you a well-loved member of our community. Your way of life is an example I want to follow. You have taught me the value of work and tolerance. I am proud to be your son. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce my parents, Trent and Eileen Potter, and present them with their honorary state degree.
Mom, your unwavering kindness, forgiveness, and patience sets you apart. From long talks to supporting me in anything and everything, you are my best friend and my rock. I'm honored to call you my mom. Love you forever and always, Landon. Dad, from countless hours in the saddle to soccer games and stock shows, I cherish the love for animals and the outdoors that you have instilled in me. You have taught me work ethic, and as Grandpa Elwin called it, the love of a horse. Love you, Dad. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce my parents, Glenn and Renee Arnell, and present them with their honorary state degree.
Mom, your support and love has reminded me to smile through hard times. Because of you, I find myself looking for something that I can be grateful for every day. Thank you for always being my personal therapist and riding buddy. Dad, your attention to detail has taught me to use my brain in every situation. Without your wise example to follow, I would definitely be dead by now. Thank you for being my mechanic in emergency speed dial contact. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce my parents, Christy and Terry Townsend, and present them with their honorary state degree.
Mom, you've overcome every obstacle put in front of you in life, no matter what it was. You have always radiated kindness and helped me to be a better person. Thank you for always being such a good listener and always caring for me. Dad, you have always set an example for me and been someone I can look up to. You always give and serve those around you without ever asking for anything in return. Thank you for instilling in me your love for service and your work ethic and dedication. Thank you both for pushing me to be the best that I can be and for the constant love and support. Love, your son, Tyrell Jacobson. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce my parents, Dan and Cindy Jacobson, and present them with their honorary state degree.
Mom, thank you for being my biggest cheerleader and pushing me to always do my best in every aspect of life. Thank you for the late nights working on projects and the long days getting dolled up for dances or ready for a stock show. I love you bunches, Mama. Dad, thank you for loving me unconditionally and never letting me forget the power and determination. You taught me to work hard and stay humble. Thank you for always having ice cream to fix any problem. I love you bunches, Papa Ty. Thank you both for all the support and sacrifice this year. I couldn't have made it without you. Love, Whit. Utah FFA, I would like to introduce to you my parents, Tyson and Angela Larson, and present them with their honorary state degree.
I look up to my parents, but especially my mom. She pushes me to do things that I sometimes, a lot of the time, do not want to do, and she makes sure that I do and I succeed in life. And so they are my inspiration.
I look up to my dad. I look up to him because, I know a lot of people look up to their parents, but I look up to my dad because he's just always willing to help others and serve them. Whenever he's busy doing something, he can drop it and go help them. And he's just always working hard. He never really has any downtime. He's always, either if he's not at work, he's always in our yard, working around the yard, or cleaning the house for my mom, or just doing something for my mom, or, splitting wood or delivering it to other people.
Ty, what's one way you have stepped out of your comfort zone?
Something that's way out of my comfort zone is roping. I can't rope to save my life. Never been very good at it, but if I reached out and put the effort into roping and kept at it like these amazing members have with their SAEs, I'd be bound for the NFR.
If you were competing at the NFR, do I get free tickets? Proficiency awards are for members who have shown substantial improvement in their SAE areas. We will now award all of our proficiency winners.
Thanks, buddy. Agricultural Communications, sponsored by Bader Rudder and Associates Incorporated and Red Brand. And the winner is Macy Gardner from the Bear River FFA chapter. Macy is the daughter of Trevor and Shelley Gardner. Her advisors are Melissa Ingram, TJ Rhodes, Wesley Burrell, and Dave Schaefer. Macy grew up on a family-owned dairy farm, and it became her interest to work with her cows. She started working with them when she was very young, primarily to show them in the county fair. She recently got noticed by one of her neighbors who manages animals for various video productions. Because of that, last summer, Macy was invited to take her trained animals to be in a commercial and Studio C video. Her training techniques improve every year, and she plans to continue working even harder with her animals as her knowledge grows.
Agricultural Education, sponsored by the James F. Lincoln Arc Welding Foundation and USU Agricultural Education. And the winner is Riley Voorhees from the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Riley is the daughter of Preston and Mindy Voorhees. Her advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Shalisa Warren. Riley has always had a passion for horses. While working with a local youth group, she realized that many people may know how to ride, they know very little about horses. This led her to create a class teaching basic horse information like safety, colors, marketing, gaits, and judging. She tries to keep things hands-on and often has horses to use as part of the lesson. COVID has made things interesting, and she has had to work hard to create online content the kids could learn from. After graduating high school, Riley would like to become an equine therapist.
Agricultural Mechanics Design and Fabrication, sponsored by Lincoln Electric. And the winner is Landon Bound from the Gunnison Valley FFA chapter. Landon is the son of Clark and Elise Bound. His advisor is Jesse Burrell. Landon started his ag mechanics proficiency on their family-owned dairy. As projects were planned for expansion and construction, Landon played a role in helping design and fabricate corrals and other projects. Landon has become a great fitter and welder as he mastered the skills of fitting pipe to be welded. Landon has grown and improved his ability to weld with different types of rod and perfected his ability to make a good weld in many different positions. His goals are to attend tech school and become certified in shielded metal arc welding and tungsten insert gas welding processes so he can work as a pipe welder.
Agricultural Mechanics Repair and Maintenance, Placement, sponsored by Kubota Tractor Corporation and Mystic Lubricants. And the winner is Kyler Jacobson from the North Summit FFA chapter. Kyler is the son of Kenny and Gia Jacobson and Mindy and Barry Huntington. His advisors are Shote Roth, Katie Silcox, and Tiffany Myers. Kyler's SAE project consists of working at White's Auto Parts and backcountry snowmobiling, focusing on the repair and maintenance of equipment and machinery. Kyler loves his job at Backcountry. He drives snowmobiles every day. On tours, he makes sure people don't go off trail. He also rides after the tours to make sure the repaired machines keep running right or to diagnose a potential problem. The tasks he has learned are adding to his skill set. Working at White's Auto has allowed him to learn how to effectively communicate. Kyler plans to earn a certification in diesel mechanics.
Agricultural Processing, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Tanner Voorhees of the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Tanner is the son of Preston and Mindy Voorhees. His advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Chalisa Warren. Tanner grew up helping at the family meatpacking plant. He's had a variety of jobs, including waste management, production of specialty products, sanitation, and assisting customers in packaging. This past year, as COVID hit, Tanner was able to start working full-time and gained a lot of skills. He has learned how to fabricate meat cuts and can help to break down whole carcasses. He found passion for the meat industry he never thought he would have. He plans to become an electrician or refrigeration repairman, specializing in meat equipment.
Agricultural Sales Entrepreneurship, sponsored by Nutrien Ag Solutions and Valent USA Corporation, Cargill and Fastenal, and IFA. And the winner is Cami Holt of the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Cami is the daughter of Cody and Gina Holt. Her advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Shalisa Warren. Cami watched as her older brother started a business selling straw bales for decoration. She bought the business from her brother and expanded to also sell corn stalks. Her bales have blue and yellow string not only for FFA, but for pancreatic cancer awareness. She takes $1 from each bale or stalk and donates it to the Huntsman Cancer Institute in memory of her uncle. She has learned a lot about business, including marketing, which has inspired her to attend USU and take agribusiness classes.
Agricultural Sales Placement, sponsored by Nutrien Ag Solutions and Valent USA Corporation, and Cargill and Fastenal, and IFA. And the winner is Tori Park from the Wasatch FFA chapter. Tori is the daughter of Stephen and Julie Park. Her advisors are Matthew Zierenberg, Malcolm Rose, Cody Clyde, and Emily Sweat. Following in the footsteps of her siblings, she applied to work at Timberline, Ace Hardware in Heber City, Utah. Throughout her time working here, she has been able to develop better people skills and is more easily able to problem solve. She's become proficient in the skills needed to complete this job and is to help others in completing these tasks. In the future, she would like to become a teacher and use the skills learned to influence others.
Agricultural Services, sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is McKinley Marsh from the North Summit FFA chapter. McKinley's parents are Margot and Matthew Marsh. Her advisors are Katie Silcox, Schote Roth, and Tiffany Myers. McKinley's SAE really began when she was in 6th grade and started helping her dad with his business by salting hides. As a freshman, she was asked if she wanted to take on more responsibility in the family business and accepted. McKinley has developed skills in leadership, communication, and business. She made mistakes while learning, but also learned from those mistakes. She has learned technical and artistic skills as well as responsibility by having to meet deadlines and make sure the work is completed on time. In the future, McKinley looks forward to doing hippology.
Agriscience Research, Animal Systems, sponsored by Zoetis and Trayson Henderson Primerica. And the winner is Jesse Shepard from the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Jesse is the son of Trent and Amanda Shepard. His advisors are Chalisa Warren and Kaylee Lydiard. Jesse has grown up in the poultry industry. He has also found a love and passion for science. These two were combined as he started his SAE with animal research. He has conducted experiments including mineral levels in chicken waste and testing eggs for diseases. He has worked with a variety of people including avian veterinarians, pathologists, industry leaders. His current research could change the way the poultry industry tests birds for diseases, and he is presenting to avian veterinarians throughout the U.S. Jesse plans to obtain an education and become an avian or legislative veterinarian.
Agriscience Research, Integrated Systems, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Sarah Wynn from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Sarah is the daughter of Ben and Geraldine Wynn and advised by Jonathan Burton, Tyler Ellertson, and Melanie Brinkerhoff. Sarah's agri-science SAE began in 2016 when she conducted a research project on public knowledge of animal byproducts. With this research project, Sarah advanced to take second place in the National Agri-Science Fair. Since that time, Sarah has continued to conduct research to understand and improve public perception of agriculture. She uses her research results to benefit agriculture and improve her own FFA projects, such as studying consumer preferences between local and non-local products to grow her small business. She plans to attend Utah State University this fall to pursue a degree in agricultural business.
Beef Production Entrepreneurship, sponsored by Merck and Animal Health and Rabo Agri-Science, as well as Zoetis and Bushman Farm and Livestock. And the winner is Bill Henry from the Manila FFA chapter. Bill is the son of Matt Henry and Corinda Henry. His advisors are William Schell and Michael Hughes. Bill started his beef enterprise by showing market beef at the Sweetwater County Fair. He's also developed a herd of breeding cattle and currently owns 21 head of cows and 3 bucking bulls. His goal is to raise club calves and become a rodeo contractor. He is currently utilizing artificial insemination to improve his genetics. He is active in rodeo, FFA, and 4-H. He also helps on the family ranch with irrigating, haying, working cattle, and feeding. As a senior, Bill is working towards and achieving his project goals. He plans to attend college next fall on a rodeo scholarship.
Beef Production Placement, sponsored by Merck and Animal Health and Rabo Agri-Finance, and Zoetis and Bushman Farm and Livestock. And the winner is Garrett Slaw of the Manila FFA chapter. Garrett is the son of Mandy Slaw. His advisors are William Schell and Michael Hughes. Garrett has worked on the Schell Ranch for the last 4 years. He has been involved with all phases of beef production at the ranch. He is currently in charge of the irrigation of both pasture and hay meadows on the ranch. In the hayfield, he helps with tractor and equipment operation. He has developed his abilities with horses while rotating pastures, moving, and working cattle. He also helps with equipment maintenance and repair, fencing, and construction projects on the ranch. Garrett currently works in construction and plans to complete a construction management project.
Dairy Production Placement, sponsored by New Holland, Coon North America, and Utah Holstein Association. And the winner is Gabriella Bound from the Gunnison Valley FFA chapter. Gabriella is the daughter of Trent and Holly Bound. Her advisor is Jesse Burrell. Gabby started her dairy cattle proficiency working at the family-owned Deep Creek Dairy in Levan. Her primary job working at the dairy has been milking cows. Her accomplishments include learning each of the parts of the milking system so she can contribute to the clean, safe production of milk. She has also learned how to work and interact with the variety of people that work at the dairy. Gabby's goals are to graduate high school early and go to school at UVU for a degree in computer engineering.
Diversified Agricultural Production, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization and IFA. And the winner is Dakota Michael Jones from the North Summit FFA chapter. Dakota is the son of Mike and Marianne Jones. Dakota has been a part of his family farm operation since he was a toddler and has always dreamed of taking over the ranch when he gets older. Through the FFA, he has been able to take steps towards his dream through making major improvements throughout the ranch. Through the guidance of his family and the knowledge he has gained in the classroom from his advisors, Mrs. Katie Silcox and Mr. Schote Roth, he has more than tripled their crop production, made progress towards better coverage of hay, and improved the genetics in their sheep and cow herd.
Diversified Crop Production Placement, sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and Organization, and Reliant Genetics, as well as IFA. And the winner is Brock Carlisle from the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Brock is the son of Brad Carlisle and Shayla Hawkins. His advisors are Chalisa Warren and Kaylee Lydiard. Brock has always loved following his grandpa around the farm and helping him with the tractors. This led him to his current SAE of working for the family farm, raising alfalfa and grain crops like barley and wheat. Brock helps with all aspects, including ground preparation, watering, harvesting, storing, and handling. He helped in making the decision to replace their dirt ditch with a cement one, making them more efficient. Brock plans on graduating high school, obtaining a certificate, and becoming a building inspector, while expanding his current crop and cattle operation.
Diversified Horticulture, sponsored by the Toro Company and doTERRA. And the winner is Wade Coombs of the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Wade is the son of Rex and Lisa Coombs. His advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Chalisa Warren. Wade started working at Hanson Plants because all of his family had. This led him to gaining a love for the nursery industry, which led to more jobs. He also started working for Butterfield Nurseries, who grew more bedding plants. His brother started a landscaping company, and Wade began working in the lawn care department. This past year, he gained more skills and began working on the landscaping crew. Wade has proven his worth at the business, and after graduation will become part owner in Coombs Landscaping. He plans on continuing the business and receiving a degree in agribusiness.
Diversified Livestock Production, sponsored by Beckert Corporation and Tractor Supply Company, as well as IFA. And the winner is Kaylee Roach of the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Kaylee is the daughter of Katie and Megan Roach. Her advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Chalisa Warren. Kaylee grew up in the livestock industry and has always had a passion for it. Her passion grew when her grandpa gave her a show steer. She now competitively shows cattle, sheep, and goats at shows throughout the western United States. In addition, she has started her own small herd of cattle where she utilizes artificial insemination to achieve better genetics. She also kept one of her does and is working on starting her own show goat herd. Kaylee plans on utilizing a livestock judging scholarship to attend college and major in agriculture.
Environmental Science and Natural Resources Systems, sponsored by CHS Foundation. And the winner is Jace MacArthur from the South Summit FFA chapter. Jace is the son of Ryan and Melissa MacArthur. His FFA advisors are Jolene Christensen, Jake Wolstenhume, and Neil Creer. Jace has always been a hard worker and enjoys spending his free time hiking in the national forests. Jace's placement SAE project consists of working for the U.S. Forest Service as a Youth Conservation Corps crew member. He has helped with projects such as trail and fence construction, wildlife habitat stability, wildlife studies, weed control, and many others. His work within the Forest Service has helped him learn about leadership and communication skills. He plans to continue working for the Forest Service until he graduates.
Equine Science Entrepreneurship, sponsored by Zoetis and Red Brand, Tractor Supply Company, and IFA. And the winner is Shaylee Terry from the Manila FFA chapter. Shaylee is the daughter of Raymond and Mindy Terry. Her advisors are William Schell and Michael Hughes. Shaylee has been involved with horses and rodeo since she was old enough to walk. While in high school, she was consistently in the top 10 in goat tying and won many amateur rodeos. She also participated in breakaway and team roping. She also uses her horses moving and working cattle for her grandmother on the Jarvie Ranch. She has developed many skills with horse nutrition and health, along with training and transporting horses. Shaylee is currently attending college in Texas on a rodeo scholarship. She plans to be involved with horses for the rest of her life.
Equine Science Placement, sponsored by Zoetis and Red Brand, Tractor Supply Company, and IFA. And the winner is Talia Linford from the Lehigh FFA chapter. Talia is the daughter of Roger and Jamie Linford. Her ag teachers are Lisa Clement, Suzanne Spencer, and Colton Marble. Talia was first exposed to AC Acres by her cousin when she took her to work with her for the first time. After that day, Talia was hooked and wanted to be involved with horses for the rest of her life. After securing her position at AC Acres, she started taking lessons and learning how to ride and train horses. Talia has become advanced enough that she now exercises and warms up horses for others that ride and board their horses there. Once Talia graduates from high school, she would like to become a veterinarian and own her own horses.
Forage Production, sponsored by Class of America and IFA. And the winner is Jacob Davis from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Jacob is the son of Angie and Reese Davis. John Burton, Tyler Ellertson, and Melanie Brinkerhoff are his advisors. His SAE involves working at Circle C Dairy, where he is involved in alfalfa production. He has gained many skills from operating equipment to learning more about proper management. Jacob has grown in multiple skills by being trusted to work on more machinery and learning to work the machines. He has also learned when to cut and bale hay. His future goals are wanting to continue the farm work and wanting to pursue a career in agricultural mechanics.
Fruit production, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Kylie McKee from the Uinta FFA chapter. Kylie is the daughter of Morris and Kirsten McKee. Her advisors are David Wilson and Sherry Roethlisberger. Kylie's interest in fruit trees began as she grew up helping harvest fruit. Her love for plants grew as she worked learning how to care for fruit trees. She started her SAE by watering the trees and harvesting fruit. As she got older, she gained more responsibilities such as pruning, fertilizing, and spraying for pests. Her love for plants and agriculture has increased as she's worked in her family's orchard. Kylie hopes to continue her knowledge of plants into a career in landscape architecture.
Goat production, sponsored by Tractor Supply Company. And the winner is Josie Wright from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Josie is the daughter of Kevin and Natalie Wright. Her advisors are Jonathan Burton, Tyler Ellertson, and Melanie Brinkerhoff. After showing boar goats, Josie and her older sister decided to purchase some does to breed and raise their own show goats. This herd has grown from a few does to 20 does and 2 bucks. During this time, Josie has learned all about vaccinations, kidding, and feeding. Josie eventually bought all of her sister's does and has continued to grow her own herd. She has learned the importances of keeping records and thinking on her feet during stressful situations, especially during kidding season. Josie has a goal to improve the genetics of her goats and sell the best goats she can.
Grain production, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization and the Wilbur Ellis Company. And the winner is Benjamin Sorensen from the Gunnison Valley FFA chapter. Benjamin is the son of Kevin and Amy Sorensen. His advisor is Jesse Burrell. Ben got started on his SAE in grain production while working for Sandpitch Beef. The operation raises grain crops such as barley and oats. Ben has been able to become skilled in many operations related to grain production, including planting, irrigation, and harvesting. Ben has learned how to be dependent on for irrigating without supervision from a young age, and is able to take on tasks required such as operating machinery, such as dump trucks and the combine. Ben's goals include serving a mission for his church, then attending Snow College and Utah State University.
Landscape Management, sponsored by Tractor Supply Company. And the winner is Duncan Pay from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Duncan is the son of Donnie and Richard Pay. His advisors are Jonathan Burton, Tyler Ellertson, and Melanie Brinkerhoff. Duncan's SAE began when he saw an opportunity to provide needed services in the community and could earn some money for himself. He started out caring for and mowing lawns for 2 older people that weren't able to care for their yard alone. Duncan's SAE has grown each summer. He has been able to purchase new equipment and even hire his younger brother to help when needed. Duncan enjoys his experiences in agriculture and plans to pursue a degree and a career in agriculture.
Nursery operations, sponsored by New Farm Americas. And the winner is Alexandria Vabel from the Uinta FFA chapter. Alexandria is the daughter of Brett Vabel and Holly Copeland. Her advisors are David Wilson and Sherry Roethlisberger. Alexandria's SAE began when she started working in her chapter's greenhouse freshman year. She started out by helping with plant sales, but her passion for working in the greenhouse grew, and she later became her chapter's greenhouse manager. Alexandria took a greenhouse management class, as well as competed on the nursery, landscape, and floriculture teams, which helped her improve her knowledge of plants, their needs, pests, and much more. She has learned skills such as plant propagation, pest management, and customer service. She plans to expand her knowledge and skills by exploring the care and management of houseplants.
Outdoor Recreation, sponsored by Yamaha Motor Corporation. And the winner is Aubrianne Burrell from the Gunnison Valley FFA chapter. She is the daughter of Jesse and Lisa Burrell. Her advisor is Jesse Burrell. Aubrianne got started on her SAE related to outdoor recreation, helping operate the fish project in the ag facility, caring for the trout raised there. She then started working for Yuba State Park, where she took on tasks like checking campers in and out and checking watercraft for quagga mussel infestations. Aubrianne has mastered care of the campground, cleaning cabins and bathrooms at the state park, as well as operating equipment needed at the park. Aubrianne's career goal is to become a radiology tech. The human relation skills she has learned in her SAE will help her interact with people in her career goal.
Poultry Production, sponsored by Tractor Supply Company and Pittman Farm. And the winner is Larry Pilarczyk Jr. from the Bear River FFA chapter. Larry is the son of Larry Pilarczyk and Lainey Mayburn. His advisors are Melissa Ingram, TJ Rhodes, Dave Schaefer, and Wes Burrell. Larry has participated in the Utah Junior Turkey Show since he started 4-H. He enjoys raising and selling turkeys to people in the community. He loves the project because every year is a different challenge. These challenges led Larry to use his turkeys as the basis for his recent agri-science fair project as well. Through his agri-science research, Larry has been able to increase the size and efficiency of his birds. Larry also raises laying hens. In the future, he hopes to continue raising poultry and use his skills in budgeting, marketing, and record keeping to be successful in his future career.
Sheep Production, sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and Organization and Utah Registered Sheep Breeders. And the winner is JC Olson of the Manila FFA chapter. JC is the son of James and Darlene Olson of Manila. His advisors are William Schell and Michael Hughes. JC's productive program includes breeding sheep and market lambs. JC has increased the scope of his operation from 5 head of breeding sheep as a freshman to 43 head this year. Aside from marketing club lambs, he also sells many breeding rams from his herd to commercial sheep producer around the country. He has also shown his own market lambs at junior livestock shows around the state. JC currently attends Utah State University. He plans to enter a career in agriculture business and continue to operate and expand his sheep enterprise.
Small Animal Production and Care, sponsored by Elanco Animal Health and Tractor Supply Company. And the winner is Ashlyn Herbst from the Spanish Fork FFA chapter. Ashlyn is the daughter of Brett and Nicole Herbst. Her advisors are Kaylee Lydiard and Chalisa Warren. Ashlyn's mom helped her get her first dog to start breeding. She is an owner in Amazing Goldens, where she sells English cream retrievers to be trained for service dogs. After realizing many of the retrievers in the U.S. are inbred, she brought most of her dogs in from champion bloodlines in Europe. She spends a lot of time researching genetics and testing each of the dogs for certain genetic markers. Her favorite part of the project is selecting one deserving individual each year who will be gifted a puppy. Ashlyn plans to receive an education and continue her dog business.
Specialty Animal Production, sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Bo Farnworth from the Timpanogos FFA chapter. Bo is the son of Denny and Tricia Farnworth. His advisor is Hope Blackburn. Bo cares for a herd of 45 elk. He started his SAE because he has always been fascinated with elk. To start the project, he drew a design for the ranch. He built the fence, watering system, and shelters. He is responsible for their daily care, filling out CWD paperwork, administering medications, growing hay, tagging, caring for young calves, as well as maintaining fences and machinery on the ranch. After high school, Bo plans to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and attend Utah State University.
Swine Production Entrepreneurship, sponsored by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, National FFA, and Smithfield Hog Production. And the winner is Denham Lister of the Uinta FFA chapter. Denham is the son of Nathan and Teresa Lister. His advisors are David Wilson and Sherry Roethlisberger. Denham first became engaged in swine production when he exhibited his first market hog. However, today he has a full functioning show and breeding swine operation. He has shown across the Intermountain West and taken many titles along the way. Denham has gained many skills from his involvement in this area and developed a passion for livestock judging. He enjoys spreading his passion of the swine industry and has facilitated many workshops for upcoming hog producers in his community. He plans on continuing his involvement in the swine production field as a future agricultural educator and show hog producer.
Turf Grass Management, sponsored by John Deere and Emerald Turf. And the winner is Carson McKnight from the North Summit FFA chapter. Carson is the son of Craig and Laura Lee McKnight. His advisors are Shote Roth, Katie Silcox, and Tiffany Myers. Carson's interest in turf grass management started out as a partnership with his brother starting M&M Lawn Care. M&M Lawn Care provides services in mowing, edging, weed eating, yard cleanup, fertilization, and aeration. Carson is now the sole owner. Responsibilities for scheduling, equipment maintenance, and customer service fall on him. His biggest challenge to overcome was marketing. His marketing focus is now proof of work and word of mouth. During the busy season, he mows 20-plus lawns weekly. One impact is the relationships he has created with customers. Carson has served as the FFA reporter and is the Agricultural Science Sterling Scholar.
Vegetable production, sponsored by Traffic Supply Company and Wilbur Ellis Company. And the winner is Carter Peters from the Mount Nebo FFA chapter. Carter is the son of Ryan and Holly Peters. His FFA advisors are Melanie Brinkerhoff, Tyler Ellertson, and John Burton. His SAE began by his mom making him weed his garden as a chore, but has grown into raising a wide variety of vegetables in his garden. He has acquired a variety of skills from selecting the right plants to making sure the vegetables are ready to harvest. He has the aim to grow his operation into a full-blown farm that he will run with two of his brothers, but before that, he plans on attending a university and pursuing a degree in the agronomy field.
Veterinary Science, sponsored by the National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Weston Rathel from the Tooele FFA chapter. Weston is the son of Dr. Cody Rathel and Robin Smart. His advisors are Jeanette Shields, Cassidy Gunnell, Cody Champneys, and Ty Bevan. Weston's interest in veterinary medicine began as a small child as he accompanied his veterinary father on the farm calls and visits to the clinic. Naturally, Weston applied to work at the local vet clinic as a technician. Working at Countryside Animal Clinic has allowed Weston to learn about veterinary medicine and to advance his skills. He enjoys working with the vets there and has developed new knowledge that will benefit his future. The time spent at the clinic has helped jumpstart Weston's career as he plans to attend Utah State University this fall studying veterinary medicine.
Wildlife Management, sponsored by National FFA Foundation and Organization. And the winner is Bo Curley from the Pleasant Grove FFA chapter. Bo is the son of Jeremy and Sherry Curley. He has been an active member of the Pleasant Grove FFA for the last 3 years, which is led by his advisor, Hannah Wardell. Bo is an active outdoorsman, and he enjoys hunting and fishing. His SAE started when he was a sophomore, when he began working with the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources on their Trout Unlimited project. The DWR donated all the needed equipment and supplies to hatch out and raise 200 rainbow trout. This past year, Bo spoke with the local fish hatchery, and they agreed to donate 2,000 trout eggs for him to hatch out and care for. Through this experience, Bo has learned to incorporate chemistry into his SAE by focusing on water quality, as well as feeding rations and feed conversions for different types of fish. Bo will be attending UVU this fall and begin working towards becoming a certified home inspector.
Congratulations to all the proficiency winners for your hard work and achievement. This session, we have seen all kinds of examples of reaching out, from the presentation of the creed to the students reaching out of their comfort zones and extemporaneous speaking.
We should strive to reach out every day to help develop ourselves and better those around us. Growth happens outside of our comfort zones, and we will never know how many people we can impact by reaching out. Thank you for joining us for the third session of the 93rd Annual Utah FFA State Convention.
One of my hobbies is dairy milking and feeding calves. I really enjoy to do that because I love cows and they are just my favorite animal.
So right now I'm actually raising pheasants for my SAE and chuckers, and that's been one of my biggest hobbies because it's really cool to just get to see them grow. But I also really enjoy hunting, so it's been really cool to see something that I get to hunt all the time too. So yeah, probably hunting and just raising the pheasants.
My name is Sam Fuller and one of my hobbies is showing students the fair.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I do, Mr. President. I have the following announcements. The FFA Blue Room is open to all participants. The links to the silent auction, FFA Blue Room, and virtual expo can be found at utahffa.org. Check out some amazing offers and info from our sponsors and partners. And don't forget to join us at 2 p.m. for our 4th general session of the 93rd Utah FFA State Convention.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before the session? We are about to adjourn the 3rd general session of the 93rd Annual Utah FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this convention hall adjourned until the 4th general session at 2 p.m.
Oh, that was sad. Do it again.
That worked, though.
Oh hey, how's convention going? Have you had a chance to check out our other online events like the FFA Blue Room, Online Expo, and Silent Auction? If not, talk to your advisor or check out utahffa.org for more information. Have a good one.